meet you.
Okay. My name is Miss Khadijat Alabi Adirunke, and I'm a learning facilitator in Beedel Brooke.
Learning facilitator, what class?
Year 1.
Year 1. Okay. So tell us, how did you get to Beedel Brooke? What was the recruitment process like? Share your experience with us.
Well, it was an easy one. I got to know about the school through my younger brother. He posted the adverts recruiting, so I decided to try my luck. What got me glued to the school, I've not been there, was the name. Like, I was really, I don't know, like the name is just not your regular name, Beedel Brooke. I was like, oh, Beedel Brooke and Oshogbo, the names I'm used to is this Omolayo International School and stuff. So I decided to give it a trial. I came here and I loved the environment. It was very cool. Then even I was like, oh, even if I don't get to teach here, this is the place I want my children to come to. So that's how I got to know about Beedel Brooke.
So far you've been in Beedel Brooke for a number of months now.
Yeah.
As a learning facilitator.
Yeah.
What has the experience in the Beedel Brooke community, what has it been like for you?
It has been a very great experience because before, I'm this kind of person, like I'm rigid kind of, but the culture in Beedel Brooke, the love, especially the love that is being displayed here and everything, really got to soften me a bit. So that's one thing I'll say about it. Like, the experience taught me to be more open, more loving, and more, yeah.
I believe you're taught in a school before, or some schools before.
Yes, I have actually.
Now, looking back at your previous experience with the schools that you've been, I think the schools were in where?
In Oshogbo here and in Lagos.
In Oshogbo and Lagos. Now, looking at all the schools that you have been with in Oshogbo and in Lagos, and comparing that to Beedel Brooke, what are the marked differences that you have noticed or that you have seen, both from the perspective of the education and the community as a whole?
Yeah, it's been like the difference is very, very wide. Like, because other schools, the schools I've taught is just a normal thing, just write lesson plans, go to class, you teach, even if the children doesn't get it, just at the end of the month you get paid and stuff. Is not, I wouldn't say it's not really intentional like that, but Beedel Brooke is kind of different because from the teaching, the way the love is with the children, you have to be intentional with your work. It's not just coming to class and doing what you have to do and go. Like, everybody here is special, and I love that fact that you don't put someone before someone because, oh, this person, the family is rich and stuff, then you start treating this person's child different from this other person because they're not like up to their own status. It's not like that here in Beedel Brooke. Everybody is special and important. That's one thing I've learned. So only that alone itself, yes, is really, really different because they usually do this class like, oh, this class is zero from this class, but here everybody is important and everybody is treated fairly and equally. So that's one of the reasons, that's one of the differences. Like, it's different from other schools I've been to.
For somebody who has worked in a number of schools, from what you have said, you have worked in at least 3 schools in Beedel Brooke.
Yeah.
So why do you think people don't want to work in schools? Now, I'm discussing Beedel Brooke. Just generally, why do you think people don't want to work in schools?
I don't think people,
especially good ones, especially people who believe they want to have a very successful career, life and all that.
But I think teaching is passion. Like, to my own understanding, teaching is passion. If you really love it, you do. But I don't really think people don't like to. Well, people don't get to. People get to teach. Most people get to teach out of like, oh, maybe the job that they want is not. They have not gotten it yet, so they just want to feel. Let me just fill in with teaching and stuff. It's not really like that's what they want to do. So I feel teaching is passion. So that question of why don't people really want
to?
So
in the beginning for you, did you really want to teach?
No, actually.
So when did it become a passion for you?
Well, it became a passion. I think it wasn't on the second place I worked in. when I started this teaching career, I was like, no, well, let me just give it a try. But the second place I worked in, I was like, oh, this is something I really want to do. Then I got to Beedel Brooke. I was like, oh wow, there's so much fun in teaching. It's not just like doing this, but there's fun. There's this. I don't know how to put it, but yeah, Beedel Brooke has taught. Yes, yes. So Beedel Brooke has really broadened my knowledge about teaching, and is what I want to pursue in future.
Without necessarily probing into what exactly Beedel Brooke does,
Okay.
but I'm curious to ask for the purpose of those who are listening. What are some of the things that you do? Let's talk about you, or that the learning facilitators in Beedel Brooke do, that other learning facilitators, or I mean, they call it teachers in other institutions don't.
What is it that we do? I don't know how to answer that question.
What makes a learning facilitator in Beedel Brooke different from teachers in others?
The name alone itself is already the difference there. Learning facilitator, because learning continue, you do more research on things you're going to. I feel other schools, they just is rigid kind of. It's not really dynamic. Like it's not, oh, you will things the way you taught it this time. That's why it is just passing it on. But here we do more of research. The style we used to teach the children, maybe this week, not even termly, this week will be different from what we use the following week and stuff. So that's basically what I can say on that.
How's your journey in Beedel Brooke?
It has improved me a lot, like I said in the beginning. It's really improved me, the way I see things, the way I'm now softened, like how I'm open to people now. Before I'm this kind of, I don't really like people being in my space, but the love outpour here has already made me change that notion, I guess. Yeah.
Do you think that children have a better chance attending, preschool, primary school in Beedel Brooke, or why?
Come again, sorry.
Do you think that children have a better chance at having a solid foundation in Beedel Brooke?
Yes,
and
they
why?
do. Yes, they have a better chance in having a solid foundation in Beedel Brooke, because the way the scheme is not just like a regular schools and stuff like that. So, like, okay, I would say like the teaching. When I got to Beedel Brooke, that's when I knew that we have different learning styles. Because in some school, like my previous school, and even me generally, I was like, oh, if this child is not getting it, oh, maybe it's not really serious in it. Because yes, that's what I used to think. But I just discovered when I joined Beedel Brooke that we actually have styles of learning, and each child has his own special learning style. We have those that they are auditory, like we have the visual. So imagine a visual child is just being in class every time, talking, and it's more visual. So Beedel Brooke is in the scheme is it incorporates all the learning styles for each child. So if a child is visual, we have the TV to show them visual on what we're teaching. If it's auditory, kinesthetic, we go outside. We have outdoor learning, which in all the schools I've worked in, I've never worked in any school that they have outdoor learning. They can take learning outside. It's not always inside the class. So that alone is going to bring, at least nobody knows a learning style of a child until when you tried everything, then you get to know, okay, this is the particular learning style for this child. So yeah.
How would you describe your relationship with your school management, especially from the perspective how would you describe the management of Beedel Brooke from the perspective of somebody who works in this school?
Yeah, it's okay. On a scale of 10, I give it like a 7. It's been managed very well. Thank you.
Ms. Khadijat, it's nice speaking with you.
Same here.
Thank you very much for the time.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.